Hello students, I am Dr. Ashish Kumar Suri. Welcome to revision summary part 3 of unit 5 of management. In this session we will discuss again a very important topic of unit 5, which is portfolio management. Question is asked very frequently from this topic in the examination. You can expect at least one question, more than one also. So 1 to 2 question you can expect in the examination. The expected marks will be 1 to 2 and the difficulty level may range from moderate to difficult. This part again includes a numerical topic. So numerical may also come from this topic. Now what do we mean by the word portfolio? The word portfolio means a combination of various investment avenues or securities. Portfolio का मतलब अलग अलग securities का combination. Now portfolio management deals with the selection of various securities to meet the investment objective. किस तरीके से हम अलग अलग securities को अपने portfolio में और किस रेशो में इंक्लूड करें ताकि हमारा इन्वेस्टमेंट ऑब्जेक्टिव पूरा हो सके, दैट इज व्हाट द पोर्टफोलियो मैनेजमेंट. So portfolio management, it is the art and science of making decisions about investment mix. Now investment mix means which securities will be the part of your portfolio and in what ratio they will be the part of your portfolio. So investment mix and policy to match investment objectives. We are selecting securities, combination of securities in an order that will fulfill our investment objective. Now how investment objective may vary? Different investors have different profile of taking risk. Based on that, the portfolio will be different for different investors. An investor who is risk taker, a risk taker investor is one who is ready to take a high risk. Such an investor will include risky security in his portfolio. But an investor who is risk averse means who is not ready to take a high risk. He want to take a low risk. He will include less risky securities in his portfolio. So depending on the risk taking profile of the investor, the type of securities and their ratio will be different in the portfolio, and hence for different investors we have different portfolios. The process of portfolio management involves asset allocation. That means in which securities and in what ratio we are investing our assets or funds for individual and institution, and balancing risk against performance. Now there are various concepts in portfolio management. So we have a capital asset pricing model, that is CAPM model, and arbitrage pricing theory in our syllabus. So we will cover these topics one by one. So CAPM is an equilibrium model of the trade-off between the expected portfolio return, and systematic risk, which is also known as unavoidable risk. Now what do we mean by systematic risk? There are two types of risk. Total risk involved in investment can be categorized in two categories. One is systematic risk, another is unsystematic risk. Now what is the difference between the two? Systematic risk is the market wide risk. ये एक ऐसा रिस्क है जो कि पूरे मार्केट पर है, यानी कि हर सिक्योरिटी पर है. So the risk which is because of the market or the market wide risk is known as systematic risk, while the risk which is specific to a particular security is known as unsystematic risk. So now unsystematic risk, this can be avoided or this can be reduced with the help of a process known as diversification. What is diversification? It means including different type of securities in the portfolio. अगर हम अपने पोर्टफोलियो में अलग अलग सिक्योरिटीज को इंक्लूड करेंगे तो हर सिक्योरिटी पे, क्योंकि अलग अलग टाइप ऑफ अनसिस्टमेटिक रिस्क है, किसी पर कम किसी पर ज्यादा, तो हम अनसिस्टमेटिक रिस्क को मैनेज कर सकते हैं. अगर हम एक ही सिक्योरिटी को अपने पोर्टफोलियो में इंक्लूड करेंगे और उस सिक्योरिटी पर अगर अनसिस्टमेटिक रिस्क ज्यादा है, इफ इट हैज a high degree of unsystematic risk, then the chances of incurring losses will be more. That means risk will be very high. So with the help of diversification process, we can avoid unsystematic risk. But because systematic risk is because of the entire market, which may include risk because of political imbalance, risk because of inflation, risk because of global factors. So such risks are systematic risk, and it is there on all the securities. So this risk is unavoidable. So remember, systematic risk is unavoidable, and CAPM model deals with only systematic risk. It links risk to return. CAPM model links it is a relationship between the expected return and the risk. It is used to calculate expected return of risky securities. Remember, this is important. CAPM model is used to calculate expected return of risky security. Now, why we have used the word expected return? Because we are dealing with risky securities like equities, like mutual funds. So shares, they do not provide any guaranteed risk. So we use the word expected return. Expected return, they may deliver any amount of return in a given time period. It may be negative, it may be positive also. There is no guarantee about the returns. So because the returns are not guaranteed, so for risky security, we always use the word expected return. So it is a mathematical model or a formula which is used to calculate the expected return of risky securities. There are various assumptions of CAPM model. These are all investor aims to maximize their return. हर इन्वेस्टर चाहता है कि वो अपने रिस्क को मैक्सिमाइज करें. Investors are rational and risk averse. Now rational investor means an investor who has complete knowledge about the market, and they are risk averse. Every investor wants maximum return at minimum possible risk. So all investors are risk averse. No individual investor or institution can influence the market. कोई भी individual investor, institutional investor market को influence नहीं कर सकता. That is, no individual or institutional investor has the capability or the power to affect the market. Market is the aggregate movement of all the investors. Investor can borrow unlimited amount of fund at risk-free rate of interest. Now, what is risk-free rate of interest? एक ऐसी सिक्योरिटी जो कि रिस्क फ्री सिक्योरिटी है, वो जो रिटर्न प्रोवाइड करेगी उसे हम बोलते हैं रिस्क फ्री रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट. सो अ सिक्योरिटी विच इज रिस्क फ्री सिक्योरिटी, द रिटर्न ऑफ दैट सिक्योरिटी इज नोन एज रिस्क फ्री रेट ऑफ रिटर्न. एंड यूजुअली रिस्क फ्री सिक्योरिटीज आर treasury bills which are issued by government only. So treasury bills are the short term securities. They have maturity period of less than 1 year. So treasury bills are considered as the risk free securities, and return of treasury bill is known as the risk free rate of return or risk free rate of interest. So an assumption is that investor can borrow unlimited amount of money at risk-free rate of interest. There are no transaction cost, no taxes. Transaction cost means when we deal in securities, we have to pay certain amount of money to the brokers through which we are dealing. So there is an assumption that there is no transaction cost and no taxes, although this does not hold good in the real life. Information is available to all the investors. So these are the assumptions of CAPM model. The CAPM model, it was developed by William F. Sharpe. आपको नाम भी याद रखना है क्योंकि इस पर क्वेश्चन पूछा जा सकता है. तो it was developed by William F. Sharpe and John Lintner. Okay, they developed the CAPM model. Now, how we measure systematic risk? Systematic risk is measured with the help of a coefficient which is known as beta. So with the help of beta coefficient, we measure the systematic risk of a risky security. Now what is beta? Beta is actually the sensitivity of the security with a change in market. That is, with a change in market, how the return of a security also changes. So it is also the responsiveness. So beta of an index of a security, it is the degree of responsiveness of security return with market return, that is with the changes in market return, how the return of a security is changing. Maybe security may deliver same return as that of the market, maybe it will deliver a high return as compared to the market, and maybe it will deliver a low return as compared to the market. So based on this, we can categorize securities into three different categories. One is security beta equals to 1. So this means it has same systematic risk as that of the market. If beta of a security is greater than 1, this means that the security is more responsive to the market and it will deliver more return as compared to the market. But in case of losses, the loss will also be more than as compared to the market. So it has more unavoidable risk than the market as a whole. Beta less than 1, this means security has less systematic risk than the market portfolio. In that case, the return of the security will be lesser than the market, but also the losses of the security will also be lesser than the market. Now this is the formula of CAPM model. This is important because इस पर बेस ही न्यूमेरिकल आता है. So ERI, that is the expected return of security, is equals to RF. Here RF is the risk-free return plus beta multiplied by ERM. ERM is the expected return on the market minus RF. So now this part ERM minus RF. ERM, that is the term which is written in the bracket. So ERM minus RF. This is also known as risk premium. इसे हम risk premium भी बोलते हैं. Why risk premium? Because if we will take no risk, then if we want to take no risk, then we can invest in risk free security, and risk free security से हमें जो return मिलेगा, that is RF, risk free rate of return. So if an investor don't want to take any risk, then also he can earn an interest of RF, that is risk free rate of return. But if the investor wants more risk, more return, so he has to take more risk, so he will invest in risky security. Now if he invests in risky security or the market, then what return he will get? Expected return on market. So this is what the return that he will get by investing in risky security. But how much extra return he gets? Suppose risk free return 6% है, तो 6% रिटर्न तो हमें वैसे भी मिल रहा था अगर हम रिस्क फ्री सिक्योरिटी में इन्वेस्टमेंट करते हैं विदाउट टेकिंग एनी रिस्क. सपोज एन इन्वेस्टर हैज इन्वेस्टेड इन रिस्की सिक्योरिटी एंड फ्रॉम देयर ही गेट 20% ऑफ रिटर्न. सो हाउ मच एक्स्ट्रा रिटर्न ही गॉट बाय टेकिंग द रिस्क? सो दैट इज 20 minus 6. So this is what? Risk premium. Premium means additional return. So this is what the additional return, that is 14%. By taking a risk, the investor has got an additional return of 14%. So the term ERM minus RF is also known as risk premium. So there are two components of CAPM model. One is risk free return, RF. It is usually the return on treasury bill, जैसा कि मैंने आपको बताया. It accounts for the time value of money. Remember this term. The risk-free return is actually the time denotes the time value of money. It is considered in correspondence to the country in which investment is made. Now, different countries, in different countries, the return of treasury bill will be different. So, the country in which we are investing, for that country, we will consider the treasury bills return. उस कंट्री में ट्रेजरी बिल का जो रिटर्न होगा उसे हम रिस्क फ्री रिटर्न लेंगे. देन अनदर पार्ट इज ERM माइनस RF. तो आई हैव टोल्ड यू दिस इज आल्सो नोन एज मार्केट रिस्क प्रीमियम. इट अकाउंट फॉर द इन्वेस्टर्स फॉर टेकिंग एडिशनल रिस्क. ये इन्वेस्टर का रिस्क लेने का एडिशनल रिटर्न है. सो द वर्ड प्रीमियम मीन्स एडिशनल. इट रिप्रेजेंट द प्रीमियम द इन्वेस्टर मस्ट रिसीव टू बियर द एवरेज ऑफ रिस्क एसोसिएटेड with the holding of the market portfolio of assets. The higher the beta, the greater the required return. Now there are different terms that we need to remember in CAPM model because इस पर भी frequently questions पूछे जाते हैं. The first is security market line. Now security market line, it is a graphical representation of CAPM model. Remember, it is important. Security market line is the graphical representation of a CAPM model. It shows different levels of systematic risk. Systematic risk means, remember, whenever we talk about systematic risk, means we are talking about beta. So it shows different level of systematic risk or market risk of various marketable securities plotted against the expected return of the entire market at any given time. So what we are doing in security market line, we are plotting the expected return against the beta. So it is the graphical presentation of CAPM model in which we plot expected return on y-axis and beta on or systematic risk on x-axis. The x-axis of the chart represent risk in terms of beta, okay, and the y-axis chart represent expected return. When a security is plotted on the SML chart, if it appears above SML, so suppose say this is the security market line. If the security lies above the SML, then it is considered undervalued. It means इसका प्राइस बढ़ना चाहिए, undervalued security है. But if the security lies below the security market line, then it is overvalued. So इस security का प्राइस कम होना चाहिए क्योंकि इसका valuation ज़्यादा है. So this is what the security market line. These are undervalued stocks which are lying above the SML. This is security market line, and these are overvalued stocks which are lying below the security market line. Now remember, market has a beta of 1. Market का beta 1 होगा. क्यों 1 होगा market का beta? Beta is the co-movement between a stock and the market. Now अगर हम मार्केट के साथ में ही को मूवमेंट कैलकुलेट कर रहे हैं, then it will always be the same. So market has a beta of 1. Remember this always. Okay. So on y-axis we have represent the expected return. On x-axis we have represent systematic risk or beta. This is security market line. It is the graphical presentation of CAPM model. Then second we have capital market line, CML. It is a graph that reflects the expected return of a portfolio consisting of all possible proportion between the market portfolio and a risk-free asset. Now capital market line is a graphical presentation of expected return against the standard deviation, which is represented by the symbol sigma. Now standard deviation means the total return. Okay, beta is the systematic risk while standard deviation is the total risk of a security. तो हम सिक्योरिटी मार्केट लाइन में एक्सपेक्टेड रिटर्न को बीटा के अगेंस्ट में प्लॉट कर रहे हैं. कैपिटल मार्केट लाइन में हम एक्सपेक्टेड रिटर्न को स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन के साथ प्लॉट कर रहे हैं. दिस इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन CML एंड SML. The market portfolio is completely diversified, carries only systematic risk, and its expected return is equal to the expected market return as a whole. CML is based on the same assumptions as capital asset pricing model. तो CML के जो assumptions हैं वो CAPM model के same हैं बिल्कुल. Remember this. Now, an efficient frontier. Efficient frontier means this is what जो blue line है, this is efficient frontier. This yellow line is capital market line. Now efficient frontier, it represent all possible combination of efficient portfolios. Now what are efficient portfolios? For a given level of risk, the portfolios which have highest return will be the best one. Okay, and for a given level of return, portfolio with lowest risk will be the best one. So if we have given the if we have chosen the risk as the measurement then the return will be, if high, for the portfolio for which return is high will be the best portfolios. If we have taken return as the base, then portfolios with lowest risk will be the best one. So these portfolios for a given level of risk, high return, for a given level of return, lowest risk. These portfolios are what the efficient frontier. Okay. So they include only risky assets in various proportion. Efficient frontier includes risky assets in various proportion. The intercept point of CML and efficient frontier calls market और टेंजेंसी पोर्टफोलियो. तो जिस पॉइंट पर एफिशिएंट फ्रंटियर CML लाइन के टेंजेंट होगा, दिस विल बी दी this point. This is what the point of tangency. This is what the best or the optimum portfolio. So the point at which capital market line is tangent to efficient frontier, this point is the optimum or the best portfolio among all these given portfolios in the efficient frontier for a given investor. Now because different investors will have different risk and return profile, so the point of tangency or the CML line will be different, and hence the optimum portfolio will be different for different investors. Then we have security characteristic line. It is a regression line plotting performance of a particular security or portfolio against that of market portfolio. So we are plotting the performance of a security or a portfolio against the market at every point in time. This is what security characteristic line. It is plotted on a graph where the y-axis is the excess return on the asset and the x-axis is the excess return on the market portfolio. तो y-axis पे हम सिक्योरिटी का asset प्लॉट कर रहे हैं, excess return प्लॉट कर रहे हैं, और x-axis पे हम मार्केट का excess return प्लॉट कर रहे हैं. Okay. Now this is what the equation of security characteristic line. So this alpha is the y-intercept. Now what do we mean by this alpha? अगर मार्केट का रिटर्न जीरो है, तब किसी सिक्योरिटी ने कितना रिटर्न दिया? सो द रिटर्न जनरेटेड बाय द सिक्योरिटी व्हेन द मार्केट हैज डिलीवर्ड नो रिटर्न इज व्हाट द अल्फा. ओके. एंड द स्लोप ऑफ दिस SCL सिक्योरिटी कैरेक्टरिस्टिक लाइन इज बीटा. तो रिमेंबर, इस लाइन का जो स्लोप होगा वो क्या होगा? बीटा होगा. ओके. So the SCL is plotted on the graph where y-axis is the excess return on the security over the risk-free return, okay, and x-axis is the excess return of market in general. This slope of SCL is beta and the y-intercept is alpha. So y-intercept is alpha and the slope is beta. Then we have arbitrage pricing theory. Now CAPM model is based on the assumption that the return of the security is influenced by market only. Okay, अभी हमने CAPM में क्या डिस्कस किया कि how the security return is changing with the change in the market return. This means that CAPM model assumes a linear relationship between the market return and the return of the security. But in reality, the return of a security may be influenced by more than one factor. So this is what the basics of arbitrage pricing theory. It was developed by Stephen Ross in 1976 and later it was extended by Huberman in 1981. It is viewed by many as an extension or more testable alternative to CAPM model. Okay, so arbitrage pricing theory is an extension to CAPM model. So what is APT? It is a multi-factor asset pricing model. Multi-factor asset pricing model means the return of an asset depends on more than one factor, which holds that the expected return of a financial asset can be modeled as a linear function of various factors or theoretical market indices, where sensitivity to change in each factor is represented by a factor specific beta coefficient. अभी हमने देखा कि बीटा वाज द को मूवमेंट बिटवीन द सिक्योरिटी एंड द मार्केट. नाउ in APT, because there are various factors on which the security return depends on, so there will be more than one beta. जितने factors होंगे उतने ही हमारे पास में यहाँ पर so beta होंगे. So if there will be n factors, there will be n betas. The theory assumes an asset's return is dependent on various macroeconomic market and security specific factors. So it is a multi-factor asset pricing model. APT is a multi-factor asset pricing model. So this is what the equation or the formula of arbitrage pricing theory. ERI is the expected return of security. It is RF, again the risk free return, multiply by beta 1 multiply by risk premium 1. So risk premium means the expected return of the factor से अभी हमने मार्केट लिया था minus the risk free return. Okay, so here it will be ER1 minus RF. Okay, similarly we will have beta 2 multiply by RP2. So RP2 will be ER2 minus RF, and so on. If there are n factors, there will be n such terms. So this is what the equation or the formula of APT. The core idea of APT is that the return on an asset is dependent on various macroeconomic factors like inflation, like exchange rate, like market indices, like production measures, like market sentiments, change in interest rate, etc., political changes, and so on. So these all factors affect the return of a security at a particular point of time. So that's why arbitrage pricing theory is a multi-factor asset pricing model. There are various assumptions of APT also. Investors are risk averse. There are no transaction cost. Short sales are not restricted. Short sale means you can sell a security if you don't hold it. आप किसी ऐसी सिक्योरिटी को बेच रहे हैं जो जिसको कि आप होल्ड नहीं कर रहे हैं, that is short selling. So they are not restricted. That means short sales are allowed. No arbitrage possibility exists in equilibrium and all investors think alike. That means all investors have homogeneous expectations. These are the assumptions of APT. So there are various differences between CAPM and APT. CAPM consider only one factor, APT consider multi-factors. CAPM relies on historic data, APT is futuristic or it is probabilistic in nature. CAPM is more reliable as the probability may go wrong. So CAPM is more reliable as compared to APT. APT is less reliable. CAPM is simple because here we are considering only one factor, one beta only, so it is easy, calculations are easy. APT because consider multiple factors, so it is complex and required lot of information. It uses more assumption. CAPM uses more assumption as that of APT. So APT has lesser assumptions as compared to CAPM model. Now we will look at some of the questions. So this question was there in the recent examination. The linear relation between excess return on individual security and the overall market at every point in time is known as, अभी हमने देखा, it is security characteristic line. So option third is the right answer. The major factor that allowed portfolio theory to develop into capital market theory, the major factor here is what the risk-free asset. It is the presence of a risk-free asset that allowed portfolio theory to develop the capital market theory, because the risk-free return we will get from the risk-free asset. It is because of the presence of risk-free asset that investors are thinking to generate more return and they are investing in risky securities. So major factor, although there are various factors, but the major factor is the presence of risk-free asset. This is the numerical which came in June 19 examination. The risk-free return is 8%. This means RF is given to us 8%. And the expected return on market portfolio ERM is given 12%. Required return on a stock, this means ERI. ERI is 15%. What is the stock beta? अब क्योंकि बीटा कैलकुलेट करना है यानी कि यहाँ पर हमें CAPM मॉडल अप्लाई करना है, तो CAPM मॉडल इज ERI इक्वल्स टू RF प्लस बीटा इंटू ERM माइनस RF. ERI का वैल्यू हमें गिवन है 15 इक्वल्स टू RF इज 8% प्लस बीटा मल्टीप्लाई बाय RM मार्केट रिटर्न इज 12 माइनस 8. सो 8 को हम यहाँ जाके माइनस कर देंगे, 15 माइनस 8 7 इक्वल्स टू 12 माइनस 8 4 बीटा. सो बीटा का वैल्यू हमें यहाँ से मिलेगा 7 डिवाइडेड बाय 4, दैट मीन्स 1.75. So 1.75, option 2 is the right answer here. The following two statements relate to CAPM model. Choose the correct code for the statement being correct or incorrect. Statement 1, beta is a measure of securities risk relative to the risk of the market portfolio. This is true. Beta is the sensitivity of a stock to the or a portfolio to the market, or the responsiveness of a security to the market. So it is true. The value of beta measure both systematic and unsystematic risk of a security. This is wrong. Beta only measures systematic risk. Remember मैंने बताया था beta is a measure of systematic risk only. It does not measure unsystematic risk. So this statement is wrong. So statement 1 is correct but 2 is incorrect. So code 1 is the right code. So students, if you are preparing for IIT JAM or CSIR NET or NT-UGC NET, then you can buy study material from EduUncle. This will definitely help you to crack your examination. You can also download the app of EduUncle from your Google Play Store. On this app, you will find a support of more than 250 trained faculties who will help you to solve your queries and to crack your examination. Thank you very much.